Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to do a series each week on the teams in the bye. And we're starting off with 17th on the ladder, North Melbourne. A season where it's kind of, we're in a rebuild, but we're looking for them to take the next step. In this video, we're going to go through and tactically deep dive what they've been up to, how they're looking, and some signs that things may be positive, and some things they need to work on. So let's run that intro, you hit the like and subscribe button, and get straight into this video. We start with North Melbourne. 2 wins, 8 losses, 1 poultry draw, and not looking very pretty, 17th on the ladder. You could say that this is a case of same old North Melbourne, but the more you dig deeper, the more you realise that 2025 is an uncomfortable year, but there is some genuine progression if you look hard enough. There's a method forming, a young talent emerging, and a midfield unit that has, at times, shown better midfields up. There's real growth, and let's get looking into the nitty-gritty of the season. So you can see here that points for 79.5, they're 14th on the ladder. The big concern, obviously, is 101 7 points against them, 17th. A major concern. But contested possession, plus 3.3. That's 8th. That's solid. Clearance differential, the 4th best side in the league, plus 4. Inside 50s, differential, negative 8.9 and only 46.4 inside 50s generated. That makes them 17th. It means they lack territory. They struggle for that territory control. But 12th in shots generated per inside 50 showcases at 48% that when he does get in there, they're right middle tier and obviously getting around AFL average efficiency with the 43.9%. They're the 6th best marking side inside 50, and this is where he kind of takes a turn for the worst. Turnover differential, they really struggle in this avenue. 17th, negative 17.7. Tackles inside 50 again. If they're getting it inside 50, you need that forward pressure. But their intercepts game is really struggling. For all that stoppage and clearance dominance they have, they don't really generate that into scores. And you can see there, we talked about the tackle inside 15 to 50. Only 45% of the time do they spend in the forward half. 17th, second worst. But positive signs, they're getting the ball and getting a lot of uncontested possessions. 9th in that metric. And again, they're in the middle of the road kick to handball side, only kicking 55.6 possessions. So what do you see? This is a team that can win the tough ball. This is a team that doesn't care about getting his hands dirty. And it can get it on the outside. But territory is an issue. Getting enough inside 50s is an issue, particularly when you're the 6th best marking side, but also maintaining that territory control. This would really indicate getting the ball moving forward, locking it in and forcing teams not to just slingshot off the back half is a key cornerstone here for what Clarkson's got to do. Now let's look at how the last month shapes up for North Melbourne. And you can see the 15th best goal-kicking side, 72.4. But a massive improvement across the season. The 9th best defence, so showing that the signs are getting better. 2nd in contested possessions, you can see that they're a real strong contested side. And the number 1 clearance side in the competition. Elite. Inside 50s, 15th. And turnover differential, again, 18th. So again, they've really got to maximise this time forward, 48.2%. They need to get it across that halfway more. Get that territory locking in. But stoppage scores for 3rd best side. So showcasing that this midfield is really humming. Turnover scores and defensive half scores, major concerns. But front of half scores, 39.2, 7th. With scores per inside 50, 13th. They're still a transition defence and attacking team, sure. The forward connection needs to be better and generating more scores off turnover, which, face it, this is how good teams play. They definitely need some of that slingshot off the back half of the ground. They really need to have that intercept control. Comden, for as good as he is aerially, the ball use isn't good enough, and that's particularly true with the back half of the ground. And in the forward half, the pressure needs to be better. They need that midfield conduit as well. So these are areas here from a list perspective as well that you don't really see them inside the list as well. So obviously a trade draft strategy upcoming for North, but where they've invested so much money, that midfield, really, really positive shows for them. They rank near the bottom as well for these uncontested chains. It's almost like trench warfare. Defensively, it's almost like they're hanging on and not getting any zip. But if they can get their intercepts a little bit higher up, this side could quite quickly rise up the ladder. Let's look at some of the players this year. Tristan Xerri, he's definitely the best player, a genuine top-tier ruckman. He is dominating in clearance, hit-outs and tackling. He is the building block, really, for the next sustained period to really help that midfield. And probably a big surprise packet for them is Cam Zerha. He's really started to find his goal-kicking boots, and a lot will be relied on him as now a mature player to really impact that forward pressure around the ground and bring on some young kids. Braden George is going very well in the VFL. We expect him to debut soon. There's some young players there that really need to earn off him. Constanti definitely was brought in as that pressure-based forward and hasn't quite hit his straps. The concern here will be how much work is relied on Nick Larkey. He's not getting enough clean ball in there, and he can only do so much. At times, it's very easy to double-team him. So this is going to be where they really need to look for that mid-forward connector. What has been working, though, the midfield core, it is growing, it's becoming tough, and it is improving, and the ruck work is very good. Their clearance and contested game is incredibly competitive, and it stacks up with the best sides in the league. But forward structure not working, no clean targets, not enough entries in there, and not enough options for them. And the transition in defence and attack exposed very easily once it comes off the back half of the ground, and itself not generating enough scores from them back half, considering the amount of inside 50s they concede. And definitely trying to get some of that outside run going, trying to get that game. For a team that doesn't know if it's a kick-heavy side or a handball side, really a structural change here to allow them to really slingshot off the back half like the top teams is definitely something that North need to look at. North's rebuild is alive. It is slow, but they need to find players to complement their core, not duplicate it. And they've done that recently. Definitely some outside run with some IQ and decision-making. And a hybrid forward is a must-need for them. Do they have that in their list? Is that a time-wait type thing? Time will tell. And definitely they need someone to open up the ground. Is that a winger? Is that someone who is a halfback in the upcoming draft? Tactically, for me, they have to play faster. You can't win in 2025 if you don't push the narrative and push from turnovers. As we can see, their next 5 fixtures, Eagles, Fremantle, Carlton, Hawthorn, Dogs, they really want to be winning 2 of these games. They really do, North. They really want to be focusing on that West Coast game and then trying to snatch one of them next 4. If they can find a bit more polish, that central bounce and that stoppage game will hold them in good stead. That North have finally got a good core. Wardlaw, Sheasel, McKercher, all them players are all playing some really good football, and they're ably aided by players like Phillips, Tristan Xerri, Zerha and the core. It's the structural support that they need, otherwise they will be treading water. The midfield has taken the next step. They're now looking for them real complement pieces. So don't expect wins this year, but really refining that forward entries. North fans, what's your take? Who are the building blocks? Who is showing in the VFL? Who can maybe bring this IQ and this outside run and trying to get the game plan moving faster? So North fans, what are your takes? What are you thinking of the building blocks? Where do you think you're going? As always, thank you very much for watching. Drop your comments in the comment section. Let's have a chat about it. Do me a solid, hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, Pommy out.